Hi, welcome to Prairie Wheeler. Today I'm going to discuss my rear axle selection for my one-ton swap on my 2013 JKU. As you can see in the background, I have selected a corporate 14 bolt. So when I was doing research and trying to determine which axle I wanted to put in my back of my 2013 Wrangler, I came up with two options. One being the corporate 14 bolt, out of a 1999 to 2006 GMC 2500 or 3500 single rear-wheel drive vehicle. And the other option was a Ford SuperDuty Sterling rear axle. When I was looking at the two axles and what other people had done and their experiences, I discovered that people who installed the Sterling rear axle in the back of their Jeep were having some clearance issues with the gas tank. And the reason why is the pumpkin on the differential is slightly off-centered towards the passenger side where the gas tank is on a JKU. And the pumpkin was interfering and hitting and colliding with the gas tank skid plate and even the gas tank in some instances. So there are some solutions if you want to go down that route and you want to run the Ford Sterling, because there are a lot of reasons why you may want to. It has to do with front axle selection, lugs, axle width, and stuff like that. And there is a factory e-locker in the newer Ford SuperDuties in the rear that you can also sometimes score if you're lucky when you're doing a junkyard swap like I am. So some of the solutions that you can do to get a Sterling to work is you can stretch the rear out by adjustable control arms and lengthening your axle position like in your Jeep. Others is you can clearance the gas tank. So some people have had success on heating up the gas tank and pressing it in and cutting or banging or bending some of the skid plate underneath for the gas tank. Other solutions that people have done is they've run a fuel cell or created their own gas tank in the rear, so that way it wouldn't have any issues and clearance issues. This was something that I wanted to avoid, and people who ran the 14 bolt weren't having these clearance issues because the pumpkin is more centered. So when I went down to go get my axle and make the selection, I made sure that the wheel mounting surface was approximately 68 inches from end to end. The other thing that I made sure that you can't see right now because I've already started to strip the axle to get it ready for a truss is I made sure that it had disc brakes and calipers. And the reason why I did that is I don't have to worry about a conversion, plus it also has an e-brake setup, which is kind of nice. The other thing that's a telltale sign that you're getting the right axle or differential for your vehicle when you're looking for one of these is these 14 bolts have this ribbed casing on top. So that's a very telltale sign as well that you've got the right one. The other thing that's unique about these full motors, I'll rotate this up, and you can see that the pinion here, it's got its own housing. So it's got these 6 bolts, and you can unbolt, you can pull the whole pinion out on this section here. So when you're going to select this axle and you're looking for one of these 99 to 2006 corporate 14 bolts out of a GMC 2500, 3500, those are the things you're looking for to make sure that you get the right differential. All right, well that's about it for my rear differential selection and why I went with this. On a future episode, I'm going to go through what front axle I selected and why.